Yoma, the girl from the closet, episode 1. The voice that broke the night. The air inside Velour Club was thick with soft jazz, laughter, and the heavy scent of money. Only Lagos' most powerful men gathered here, men who moved presidents like pawns and bought loyalty like cheap fabric. Tonight, I wasn't dressed to disappear. I wore an Ankara so daring that even the velvet walls seemed to blush, deep red and gold, clinging to my skin like whispered promises. I sat alone at a corner table, a glass of white wine resting lightly between my fingers, waiting. Every eye brushed past me, and then returned again. I smiled to myself. Men are predictable, but nothing prepared me for the voice behind me. Hello, may I join you? It wasn't the words. It wasn't even the tone. It was something deeper, something that clawed at scars I thought I had buried. In a blink, I wasn't in the club anymore. I was 7 years old, barefoot behind the thick curtains of our sitting room. My father's trembling hands wrapped around my small body, his breath sharp against my ear. Promise me, Yoma. Promise you won't make a sound. I nodded, too scared to ask why. Then the door crashed open. Shadowy figures, screams, chaos, and then the voice. I am Bugu, and I'll rule this city. A knife rose and fell. Again. I covered my mouth with tiny hands, biting down the scream clawing at my throat. As Bugu lowered the knife, light caught something on his little finger, a silver ring, gleaming with a small blued at its center. Cold, beautiful, deadly. I never forgot it. The voice at Velour spoke again, closer this time. Hello, may I? I blinked, snapping back into the present. The music, the crowd, the stranger. I turned slightly, veiling my face behind thick lashes. He was handsome, polished, the kind of man who wore old money like second skin. But it wasn't him. Bugu would be older now, more careful. Still, the voice resemblance chilled me. Of course, I said, motioning gracefully to the seat across from mine. He smiled, sharp, confident. He thought he was the hunter. He had no idea. As he sat, a memory flickered. Bishop Faith, the beloved bishop of Holy Rock Cathedral, the man my father trusted, who laughed with my parents, who prayed over our home. After my father's death, Bishop Faith had led the funeral, hands heavy with grief. I barely saw him after that. Maybe grief builds walls too high to climb. Still, whenever anger gnawed at me, I found myself slipping quietly into Holy Rock Cathedral, sitting in the back, listening to Bishop Faith's sermons on forgiveness, destiny, faith. Sometimes I believed him. Sometimes the stranger, Mr. Fubro, was talking now. Offshore accounts, private jets, villas in cities I couldn't even place on a map. I smiled when needed, laughed when expected, my eyes soft, my mind cold, always waiting for the one thread that would lead me to him. Bugu, the man with the blue ring, the man who stole everything from me before I even had a chance. Fubro leaned in, voice low, drunk on liquor and himself. He asked if I had ever been to Emerald Estate, a hidden place where the real kings of Lagos played their real games. I tilted my head, feigning innocence. No, I said, voice dipped sweet with curiosity. He grinned. Maybe I'll take you sometime, he said, tapping my glass with his own. Maybe he would. Maybe I would let him. Maybe Emerald Estate would open doors that had been locked for too long. As the night wore on, Velour Club spun with golden lights and easy laughter. I played the game with effortless grace, letting Mr. Fubro believe he was winning. But inside, the closet door still slammed shut. The blood still pooled around my bare feet. The silver ring with the blue still burned bright in my mind. And the real voice, Bugu's voice, was still out there somewhere, waiting.